Welkom allemaal, mijn naam is Patricia van Diving Holidays en vandaag ga ik in gesprek met Lynn van Saba Divecenter, gelegen op Saba. Hi Lynn, welkom.
Hi everyone, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Well, let's introduce yourself and your dive center.
Certainly, my name is Lynn Castanero, and I am one of the owners of Saba Divecenter, located on the island of Saba in the Dutch Caribbean.
Okay, and which hotels do you represent on Saba Island?
Well, one of the things that makes us different is that we are not directly affiliated with a hotel. We don't own the hotel, so we work with travel specialists like you to make sure that we give you the recommendation for the property that best suits your client. Our most popular hotels that I work with regularly are Juliana's Hotel and Queen's Gardens Resort. But as we'll see later, there's every type of place to stay on Saba.
Okay, yes, we received a very nice video from you, and we will watch that a little bit later. First, I still have some questions for you about the dive center, because Saba is like a small island, and where is the dive center located?
Well, that's something different as well. So you see the backdrop behind me. Saba is the highest point in the Dutch kingdom. So I'm physically sitting about midway in that mountain right now, because that's where our hotels are located, and our villas and our house rentals. So another thing that makes Saba really special is it's beautifully warm during the day, but it's nice and cool at night. So most of the properties are located between 400 meters and 350 to 400 meters above sea level. Okay. And that's why our office retail shop is positioned in the same area, so that we can easily communicate with our divers throughout the day. And then we have our other part of our facility at the harbor, which of course is at sea level.
That makes it really convenient to have a dive center on two spots. And can you tell us more about the island life, something about the local people?
Oh, I can tell you anything you want to know about Saba, because I've lived here for over 30 years, and it's such a wonderful community. It's very diverse. We have more than 55 different passport holders on this small island with less than 2,000 people. So we have our original Saba descendants, which are Irish, Scottish, and then we have other residents from regional islands. We also have a Filipino community, a Colombian community. We have a medical school, which brings in medical students from North America, Europe, Africa. So it's quite a diverse community, but it has that common thread that everyone is here for the same reason, that it's a special place to live. We have no crime. Everyone is just friendly. So what people walk away with is, wow, you know, just being there a short time, I felt like I was part of the community. When you walk down the road, you say hello to people, you talk to them. Isn't it a beautiful day? It's not like a big city where people are anonymous and ignoring each other. So it's a really different place to live. We leave our doors open. We have our windows open because of the nice climate. We don't have to have air conditioning. Ceiling fans and doors open are more than adequate 95% of the year. So did I answer that question all right?
Oh, yes, I think so. And I had the pleasure of experiencing Saba myself, and I can agree fully on that. So let's talk about the diving as well. Can you tell us how a diving day looks like? Because when you are in your hotel uphill, first of all, how do you get to the boat, and what happens then?
So all of our dive packages include getting to and from the boat each day. So we make the logistics easy. It's a comfortable 15-passenger van, and it's door to door. So whether you're staying at a villa or a hotel, the comfortable van picks you up right where you are staying. Your dive equipment stays on the boat. So we make that very easy so that you can just every day you go on the boat and your equipment's set up, ready to go Nice and simple. Do you want to talk about the diving?
Yes. 2 dives, 3 dives per day?
Whatever you like. Most of our divers, because they come here on vacation, they are absolutely here for diving. So most people do 2 dives per day. And that starts with an 8:45 taxi pickup. And excuse me one second. Sorry. An 8:45 taxi pickup and right at your door. And then the dive boat leaves the harbor by about 9:30. 2 dives will have you finished and back at your property by 12:45 or 1 o'clock, in time to have lunch, whether you're diving on your own or if you're having a non-diving person you're traveling with. We don't limit your bottom time. So we take divers diving. Everything we do in our business, we try to be quality. So that starts with a comfortable van, recommending the right place to stay, but also with your dives. So we never say that, hey, we're on a strict schedule, you only have 45 minutes. We have some deeper dives that your bottom time is limited based on safety factors. But if that's not the case and you want to do a 90-minute dive, we'll take you on a 90-minute dive. We might ask you to be the first person in the water so that everyone isn't waiting for you, but we are not going to limit your time based on our specific schedule. So this is another thing we do is because we have 2 boats, we have the versatility to set up our dive plan based on the style and experience of our divers, so that you're not going to be compromised. So if you're a newer diver, you're not going to be put on a dive that you're not comfortable with. And likewise, if you're an experienced diver, we're not going to compromise you because we have real beginners on the boat. So that's part of the dive plan. We run 3 dives every day. We'll go out for just 1 diver for that afternoon dive. My crew would rather take someone on a 3rd dive than do some maintenance or cleaning. So that's never a problem. Again, we start, of course, with our deepest dive of the day, and it really just depends on the weather, the conditions. We speak with each diver to understand what is important to each diver. Yeah. You know, are you a photographer who really wants to focus on small things to shoot macro? Or, hey, you really like seeing sharks and turtles, things we can promise on every dive. So it's personalized service. We're a small company, and we understand that people work hard for their vacation. So we try to give you the best value in everything we do.
Okay, you mentioned something about the sharks already. Is that something you can see in Saba every day while you're diving?
Yes, we are proud to say that we see sharks and turtles on almost every dive. We're actually see enough sharks that we are part of a Dutch research project, so that we track which species of sharks and how many we see on every dive site. Mm-hmm. And this is used in their database and together with other research they're doing about sharks in our region.
Okay, that's very good to hear. And can you tell us something more about the facilities in the dive center? Is it already also possible that divers can rent equipment or use night trucks?
Of course, we have a membrane system for nitrox. We actually pump nitrox very quickly. We have over 200 tanks. We have dive equipment for up to 30 divers. Yeah, we're a busy little dive shop. But yes, whether you choose to come with equipment or not, we can accommodate you.
Okay. And do you have a favorite dive site yourself?
Ooh, that's difficult. Yeah, of course, I'm a dive instructor. I used to be out on that boat every day. I love our deep water pinnacles. They're just exciting. You know, it's comparing a roller coaster to a Ferris wheel. So yeah, we have 6 different deep water seamounts or pinnacles. Mm-hmm. But our medium depth seamounts, which are 25 meters, are also spectacular. And the reason they're spectacular is they are considered to be an oasis out in the blue desert water. So they attract everything. So from there, every square inch is covered in corals and sponges, and that attracts smaller fish. And of course, the smaller fish attract the little bit bigger fish, and the little bit bigger fish attract the really big fish. Yeah. So there's always plenty to see. And whether you like small stuff, big stuff, they are super healthy, wonderful, world-class dives.
Okay, well, that's very good to hear. Okay, let's watch the video you've sent us, and then afterwards I come back to you for some other questions.
Great.
Thank you for your interest in the island of Saba. This presentation will take just over 4 minutes and is intended as a quick overview. Saba is only 5 square miles or 9 kilometers. And yes, that's our airport, the world's smallest international runway. To get to our nature paradise, you must first fly to our hub, St. Martin, which services all airlines, from KLM and Air France out of Europe, and U.S. carriers American, United, Delta, JetBlue, and Spirit. Canadians have the choice of WestJet and Sunwing. We're just a 12-minute flight or a 90-minute ferry from St. Martin. Before we excite you about our fantastic diving, we want to first explain how Saba is not a typical Caribbean island. Saba's traditions are still in place, with each family guarding their Saba spice recipe. Saba lace is the drawn thread work that has been part of Saba's culture for nearly 150 years. 4 villages are home to less than 2,000 residents. White houses with red roofs, green shutters, and charming gingerbread are the norm. What's also different about Saba is that our beautiful nature is easily accessible. Hiking trails are an easy walk from your hotel or rental house, but there's also photo ops just outside your door. You can hike on your own or hire a knowledgeable guide for a very reasonable price. From rocky desert shoreline to lush cloud forests, there are 18 well-marked trails managed by the Saba Conservation Foundation. The Saba Conservation Foundation is also in charge of our 30 dive sites. The Saba Marine Park is considered a model marine parks around the world. It began before there was any diving tourism, and our proud locals were involved in the unique zoning plan. It also is set apart because the rules are actually enforced. Another difference is that there is education in place for Saba's future stakeholders and visiting tourists. Saba's dive sites range from shallower reefs with healthy hard corals to our renowned seamounts and pinnacles. This video gives you the best idea of what it's like to dive with Sea Saba. Our boats are the ideal platform to enjoy what Saba has to offer. Nearly 30 years of marine protection equates to the healthy marine life exploding with colorful corals, sponges, and that attracts plenty of fish. Seeing sharks and turtles is common on all of Saba's dive sites. For photographers and those who appreciate the weird and wonderful, we also offer an excellent muck dive. We see so many sharks that our daily recordings are used by Dutch scientists to contribute to their database and monitoring efforts. Why Sea Saba? Simply said, we have a stellar 35-year reputation as a professional dive center with the best and most experienced dive instructors who can teach you to dive, make you a better diver, or just spoil you. And of course, a great retail store never hurts. As divers, we know a boat doesn't just get you to a dive site. It makes a difference of how comfortable your dives and surface intervals are. Sea Saba has 2 custom 40-foot dive boats for your comfort and safety, and to ensure we can split our divers according to their preferences and experience levels. No compromises. All of our dive sites can be dove with a 32% nitrox mix. We offer the great rate of just $59 for unlimited usage. So now that we've convinced you to come to Saba, where should you stay? We don't own any of the properties, so we promise to give you honest advice so that you plan a trip in line with your expectations. Saba has options from budget to luxury. Thinking of a longer stay? The Where to Stay section of our website provides photos and details of the island's rental cottages and villas. So start with our website and then contact me or your preferred travel specialist. We look forward to sharing Saba with you.
Okay, thank you, Lynn, for this very nice video. Can you tell something more about the destination? Saba, for which type of diver is it suitable? Is it also for beginner divers?
Saba is more known for a little bit more experienced divers, but I hate to say that because we also teach people to dive here. We have dive sites ranging from 5 meters to bottomless dives. Mm-hmm. We, again, as we said, with 2 boats, we can arrange our scheduling and assigning boats based on experience levels. To be fair, I think you might enjoy it a little bit more as a more experienced diver because you'll have a greater variety. But again, if you are trained properly and have good buoyancy skills and are comfortable in the water, there's no reason after a day or 2 we can't take you on any dive. So I guess I should retract what I said and just said, as long as you're a comfortable diver, yeah, we can take you at any experience level.
Okay. And can you explain something about the seasons? Can we dive in Saba all year?
Absolutely. We dive year round. The only real difference is the water temperatures are a bit cooler in the winter and a bit warmer in the summer. But if you're coming from Europe, I think you'll find it very comfortable. The coolest our water temperatures are is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, which off the top of my head, I believe that's 25 degrees Celsius. Is that right? 24, 25? I could do a quick calculation, but yeah.
25 sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty warm year round.
Okay. And do you have, we already saw something about it in the video, but do you offer also the excursions for the non-diving days so people can like explore Saba Island?
Sure. I mean, we're not just a dive center. The reason we have our office retail store in the middle of the main village is because we really do believe a great dive shop isn't just about the dive experience, but the total experience. So we do a lot of things throughout our day that have nothing to do with diving. We provision, if you rent a private house, we provision the house. If you want to do hiking, we'll make sure that we set you up with a great guide. We'll make all those arrangements for you. We arrange dinner reservations. I've set up entire programs for people who are interested in the arts. You know, there's a nice community of artists that live here. So we can set up all kinds of things to do besides diving. At the same time, it is a little island, and you'll find, I think, that they're very interesting things to do, but it's not like a big, crazy tourism destination where you're doing, you know, drunk bar things and sailing and water sports, but interesting different things.
Yeah, it's an island without any traffic lights.
Yeah. One stop sign.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's, yes, it's a very special island. And do you have any tips for the divers and non-divers? What to bring to the island or what definitely not to bring to the island?
Bring your passport, a smile, a good attitude, anything else we can fix. But we hope you want to enjoy the whole island. So if you're a diver, bring a comfortable pair of, they don't have to be real hiking boots, but just a comfortable pair of sneakers, running shoes, something you can do our trails in. And we have trails from every level. So we have, you know, we take our dog on a 25-minute rainforest walk each day. That's very easy. But we have hiking trails that are 5 hours. You know, we have one that requires a guide, but you will find that the hiking is spectacular. There's 5 different climate zones so whether you want to do an excursion down near the coastline or in the rainforest or all the way to the cloud forest, there are excursions for every level of fitness and every level of intrigue. And the great thing is they can all be done without a guide except one, so you don't have to budget for that. And they're very well maintained and groomed. Anytime I go hiking anywhere else, I really gain a further appreciation for how well our hiking trails are set up and maintained.
Okay, that's good to hear. Saba Island is a fantastic island, a lot of nature, as well as above and below the water level. And well, Lynn, I want to thank you for this interview. And let's hope we can meet again soon in view.
Well, I hope you'll get back to Saba before long. And thank you for your time. Thank you to everyone for listening. And we'll hope to see you soon on our special island called Saba, the unspoiled queen of the Caribbean.
Thank you, Lynn. Bye-bye.
Okay, ciao, ciao.